it's real depressing, dude, especially in there, especially in prison. You hear me? That dude, man, he did, like I say, it didn't matter that he was behind bars, man. It made no difference whatsoever. He was still running things, just like oh boy underground over there at the ADX in Florence. He'll until he dies, he's gonna run things. That's
Yeah.
just the way it is. But like I said, okay, so look, it started with drugs, but once they got in the system, remember back in the 70s, bro, it was real easy to get drugs and money, cash money in Texas prisons. Real easy. Okay. Especially when the building tenders, the Maranos were still doing their thing. Hey man, they were helping because they got a cut of everything, you know.
Yeah.
But now let's just say after the Reese lawsuit, the Maranos are dead and gone, most of them, and now the gangs start up. Well, the drugs, hey man, that plug, it's good in there too. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
So they now the Cuernos, they want some of it, man. See, it's always about drugs and money. They had their own thing too, and they were more powerful at first, and so they're charging these dudes. They're taxing them, dude. You know, they're charging them. I'm not going to even mention any names of the Cuernos because I don't even know if they're alive. But I told you, I read some stuff, and this Vato witnessed a killing. He saw somebody kill somebody, and he didn't say nothing. But that dude came to him the next day and said, "Hey, man, here's some weed for keeping your mouth shut." And that dude goes, "I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I didn't see nothing, you know." But he was good with him after that. But once they found out there was heroin in the game, somebody overdosed. Somebody overdosed on Darrington Unit. And then people started noticing, you know, people on hooded out. And they're like, "Hey, man, these dudes got some dope." So, boom, there it is. You're going to give us, you
Some of
see?
that.
Yeah, so there it goes, man. There it goes, and then, and even if you give them, hey, man, now more people are strung out. Now they need more. It's never going to be enough, and now they're going to start killing over it. You see,
Yeah.
they can say what they want. Oh, well, this and this and this, okay, but the bottom line, man, was that heroin inside that prison, man, and everybody wanted it. You know, there
Yeah,
was
it
so
makes
much
it
money,
makes sense.
huh?
It makes sense, man. Because
Oh
you know,
yeah,
I've
money.
heard the stories from Bobby. You know, Robert Delgado. You
Yeah,
know, he got his side of the story. But my
bad
thing
boss.
was
Yeah,
my thing was always trying to get people other side of the story. You know, there's always, you know how they say, you know, there's three sides to the story. You know, yours, theirs, and the truth. You know, so
hmm,
it's always good to interview people that have been there and they can tell it from their self experience instead
yeah,
of like that's what happened to me when I did the Fred Carrasco video. You know, my opinion was that he was the Godfather. He influenced. He had a lot of contributions that he did to the Letras
yeah,
Foundation. Maybe he wasn't the leader or whatnot, but he had a lot of influence on the creation of what they were going for.
yeah, yeah.
And a lot of
See,
people,
they
a lot
don't
of
talk
people,
about that. You know, even the letras don't talk about that a lot, man.
now
You
I guess they
know,
don't really know, man, because
they don't know. A lot of them don't know. You're right. That's it. A lot of them just don't know. But like I say, I hung with older cats. You know, I hung with them older cats and heard stories. And you know, the dudes I hung with, they were related to dudes with rank on the streets. And man, they knew everything. You hear me? They knew it
yeah, because
all.
there's this professor, man. He's a gang. His name's Mark Tapia, and he wrote a few books like Life on the Border, and he studied Fred Carrasco. He studied the gangs from San Anto from 1950 and up.
Orale.
So he's the one that said Fred Carrasco played the major role in the San Anto. He goes, not the California
Yeah.
faction. You know, that's just the name. You know,
Yeah.
all they got from them was just the name.
Yeah.
Other than
That's
that,
true.
you know, and,
Man,
and, and a lot of
that dude was in his 20s. Got in his 20s, dude, and a millionaire. You know, I
yeah,
mean, hey, bro, even back then, it's not just anybody could have 100-pound basketball of heroin, man. I
Nah.
mean, these days, I've seen a softball sized,
Yeah,
you know, but man, nothing bigger than that. That's money. You
that's money,
know,
man.
this dude was the real deal, man, back in the game. And man, once they got him behind bars and they figured out man, no, they didn't want to let that dude out ever, you
Yeah,
know.
because they don't even there was over here, man. They were giving you 24 instead of 28. That's what they were selling the zips for. 24,
Yeah,
24 grams.
yeah, yeah. It's 25 everywhere I've ever on in that. It's
Yeah, like,
always been 25. You
yeah,
know, it's this 40 pieces of 25 G's. See,
yeah,
that's a full bird, you
yeah.
know.
It's
And
different on
when
that
I
one,
was,
man.
hey man, I used to sell it in the black neighborhoods. You know, I grew up over there in the projects. Hey, bro, there were times when me and my family were the only Mexicans. You hear me?
Yeah,
And it was all negros. And I sold all kinds of shit. And the first time I sold this negro an ounce of heroin, he's talking about, man, it's short. I said, no, it ain't. You must not know how these people do business. It's 25 G's, dude,
yeah. It's
in the
different.
store. You know, we
It's
ain't
different.
arguing about it, you know, but yeah. But so look, once everybody started getting their drugs, because look, the guards were making money too. The guards were making money too in TDC. So
Yeah,
there's a blind eye, man. There's drugs in there. There's all kinds of stuff going on. But look, just like you know how the raza are, bro. You know how the raza is. Even out here, people are selling. People get angry. Oh, those are my customers or whatever.
yeah,
There's the beef starting. The beef
yeah,
starting, and then one dude gets shipped, and he goes over there, and he's strung out, or he starts spreading. I mean, it just started building up, man. And then there was like, you know what? We're gonna have to do something. You know, we're gonna have to do something. And there was money owed. See, people don't talk about that. They're like, well, why did these people start fighting? Or they just walking down the hall and bumping into each other? No, man. There was a whole lot of money owed for dope, you know? And dudes saying, you know what? I ain't paying you nothing, man. Now what? What are you gonna do? You know, that you
that's a
see
recipe for disaster.
that's what I'm talking about, man. Hey, man. But you know what? Like I say, I'm not biased no more. You know, at one time I might have been, but now I can step back and look at everything. But the Cuernos, they were always known as gorillas, dude, gorilleando gente. You know what I
Movie.
mean? When I say yes, gorilleando, I mean they were known for that. So they put up with it for so long. So then hey, when they knew they were going to do something, I mean, hey man, them vatos, they weren't playing. You've heard of Bloody Sunday and all that. They weren't
Yeah,
playing, man. When I was messing with these dudes in the late '80s and early '90s, it was still going on. And then they started talking about peace, but hey, bro, even when there was peace, if you caught somebody in the spot and you could get him and nobody'd find out about it, they were still dropping them, man. You know, and like I said, I think when we talked about it on the first video, the audio was messed up. But back when the Tango Blast was first starting out in the '90s, that there was a lot of cuernos in there, and they were using that as to smash the letras, dude. You hear me? When I was,
yeah,
yeah, I seen it. I was in transit. Where was I going? I think I went to Amarillo, but I was in transit, and I was just talking to this dude. I'm from Fort Worth, man. You know, I'm from Fort Worth, so everybody thinks, oh yeah, he runs D Town or whatever, but you know, but I wasn't. But so I just listening to these dudes, and they're just telling me everything. You know what I'm saying? You're telling me everything, man. That they were smashing the letras and stuff. You know, on the code, there was a couple of them. They were cuernos, but I wasn't gonna say nothing. Not right there. You know, you tore up. You know, but no, but
yeah,
hey, man, it is what it is. Because still today, there's a lot of good people that, hey, man, war's war. People died, and there's people that still hold that grudge, man. Any chance they get and they can kill one, they're gonna do it.
yeah,
That's just the way it is, man. Prison isn't a forgiving place, okay? You're not, out making amends and all. No, no. If you're in the church or whatever, they're going to leave you alone. If you're real, if you're playing, they're going to whoop you. But the other side, hey, man, it's war. The strong survive and all that. So there's still people in there that, man, they still hate each other. Hey, man, in 90, when I got beat up, I don't think we got to talk about that. When I got jumped, I got beat up on Darrington unit. And when I first got out, I went to chow. Right when I got out, they were letting me go eat. So, man, there were some cuernos in the seats where they were trying to let me sit or make me sit. It was with some cuernos, dude. And I just stopped and I just looked, and that dude kind of looked at me, dude, and he just like shook his head or something. And I just went to the next table, because they knew, they knew. Yeah, they knew who I was, and they're supposed to be boss. You hear me? It was supposed to be, but man, they weren't trying to hear it, dude. Yeah.
One of them might have been having a bad day, and they said, "Oh man, we're gonna take it on this one."
For real, yeah. But like I say, man, that Carrasco, he got things going, and there was already people on the outside too. There were people on the outside because when that went down and old boy got locked up and old boy got killed, it didn't matter, man.
Yeah, the plug was already passed on.
They had shook hands. The fact everybody, but that dude was all about his word. If you read up on him, on Carrasco, before you did your thing, that dude was loyal. If there was nothing else, that dude was loyal. His word meant something, man. Man. Remember, he was trying to get his wife out of everything. He said, man, I'll anything you want, but you make sure my wife her name is clear. You hear me? Yeah. But so once he said, that's it, I'm done, he knew he wasn't gonna, he knew there was a chance that he was gonna die, but he was atheist, man. The people already knew. Everybody already knew. In other words, you'll know whether to do business with these people or not. So when it came out, hey, man, there's a hostage and this and that, they knew, man, these people came through, man.
There's actually audio of him, man, talking to the reporters and during the siege.
Yeah.
You can hear him.
I've never seen it. I've heard about them in books they've written, but like I say, I just talked to some old school cats, man, that either knew him or knew people that knew him or dealt with him. You're in D-Town, but Freddie Garcia, man, the one that started that outcry in the barrio. Them sober living houses. They got one there in D-Town, that Victory House.
You like the Victory Outreach?
Yeah, Victory Outreach.
Yeah, they got a couple of them, man.
Yeah, but the vato that started that, and his name is Freddie Garcia. He knew that dude. That was a straight tecato too, man. All these people knew each other. You hear me? They all knew each other in San Anto, man. But Freddie got saved and didn't have nothing to do with that no more. You know what I mean? Yeah. But hey, look, think about this, bro. We're talking about generations, okay? Yeah. So the people that made the deal, they're dead and gone, been dead, But then the sons or or daughters, there's some bad chicks out there, So yeah, and it's, hey, man, like I say, it'll never stop, No, but
I believe it, man. I mean, once you get a plug, and you hold that plug in, and it's, the letras are a family, man. So it's once it gets in the family, that's it. It's going to get passed down to one another, and it stays in, man.
Everything, they do everything like that, bro. Hey, pen pals in prison, there were some vatos getting ready to leave, and they passed their pen pals and stuff to their homies, nobody else, And it's just the ones that are sending money. the other ones that, you know, but the ones that send money like clockwork, man, those are, they keep that. You hear me? That, I've seen them go for years too.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know, like I say, that first program, I talked about some stuff, but it was cut out, you know, the
Yeah, it was
audio.
cut out, man, on the first video.
But huh?
Yeah, it was cut
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
So I'm not gonna
But
try to edit too much, man. I'm just gonna let it go raw. It's
right.
better like that
Hey,
anyway.
but so look, my great grandparents, my great grandfather and my great grandfather, we're Apache. Okay, we're down on the river. You know, we're down on the river in Texas. Before it was Texas, we lived in Texas on this side of the Rio Grande. Okay, and then when they made a state, well, they ended up stealing all that land from us. You know, in the
Yeah, they
Homestead
did.
Act. You know,
They did.
so but my great grandfather, dude, he was straight Apache. He didn't play, and they found out that one of them ranchers was working with the Texas Rangers. They were in cahoots, all of them. So he killed him, scalped him, and threw him in the river. Okay, so he had a run. So my grandfather, my great grandfather, hid out in the mountains with these Indians. Man, they knew him, but that was the plug. See, from then on, man, it's weed, whatever. It was always just weed and heroin. They really messed with cocaine, but weed and heroin. And man, that was it, dude. Started getting them, and then once my grandfather and his brothers got older, they moved closer to Chihuahua Mountains, you know, from Redford, Texas, or it's by Marfa and all that, right on the border, but they moved more west. So my none of them were ever in any famas or anything. My grandfathers or my uncles, none of them, dude. They all sold drugs, but never would be part of a fama. You know, I mean, my grandfather's sons. You know, he only
Yeah.
had three. He had three sons, and only two of them were in prison, and they never got involved in anything. But man, they had that plug, man. You see,
Yeah,
they had that plug.
it's usually like that, man. It's like if you're your own man on the streets and you already got everything going on, and once you go to prison, it stays the same. You know what I mean? As long as you leave somebody out here that's going to maneuver your things for you the way you want them to, and you cut them a little piece of the pie, and you can still leave comfortable, man. So you don't have to be making decisions where putting your life
Yeah,
in risk. Be like, you can be your own man. I'm stepping back.
yeah, but it's hard. I think it's harder and harder to find people like that loyal, man. You know, that'll do that because, man, it's just a cutthroat. You hear me? It's a
It is, man.
cutthroat business.
It
It's
is.
gotten worse too. It's gotten worse, man. But no, hey, but like I say, so you know, in West Texas, my family, they were the first ones to bring heroin to the Midland, Odessa area. You know, that West Texas, they were the first ones to take it over there. And I mean, they had, man, my family, they weren't hurting during Prohibition and Depression. I've seen all the old pictures, bro. They were, man, suits, the women. I mean, man, they had money because my family bootlegged. They were bootleggers first. They made beer and whiskey, and then later they started with the drugs. But like I say, the plug started over there in Mexico, and then it's always hey man, it's the same families, dude, the same families. And you know what's the sad part, bro? They're not doing nothing wrong because it's a product, and they're just making money off it. Because out here, bro, I mean, come on, man, we're not blind, dude. We can't just go out. There's no such thing as equality. Okay, we got to go out and make ours. We got to go out
You
and
got
make
man.
money. I can't
You got
walk in the bank and get a loan for a house and all that. I'm gonna go out and get mine. You know, that's
Yep.
just what we live now. You
Yep.
know, so hey, I don't knock nobody, man. Whatever they got to do to
Mhm.
survive or feed their family, it's all good. You know,
Yep.
I ain't knocking them, man, because I used to have to do it. Now I just work. You know,
Yeah.
I do without. You know, I just hey man, I just get by. But hey man, I'm free. You
I'm
know, and
free.
I'm happy. You know, I
I'm
don't
happy,
need
man.
all that stuff no more, man.
Yeah,
I
man.
used to be into stuff, but no more, man.
Nah, it's too. It's like, man. You know, I've been out the streets, man, like maybe 20 years, man. 2004 was my last rodeo on the streets, man. To when I kind of hit not hit rock bottom, but I was like, what am I out here doing, man?
Yeah.
I just had
Yeah.
my kid. I had my kid, and I'm like, what I'm doing is I'm looking for a life sentence. You know what I mean? That what I was doing.
Oh man.
You
Yeah.
know, I was, shooting at people. The territorial stuff. Somebody comes to your spot. Hey, this is my spot. You move around. You know,
Yeah.
pick
But
them up,
like
throw
I
them in the
say,
back of the car, taking them to the bandit, and then try to get rid of them, man. But I've been in those situations to where like God has stopped me, man. Either the thing jamming for being in the attic and getting humidity and the bullets getting rusted and just jamming, and the guy being able to walk out.
yeah.
So all those things, I'm like, and then you know, my friend got killed, man, for $1,000. They
Man.
stabbed him, they shot him in the head, and they set him on fire
Yeah.
for over $1,000, which is nothing, man. I'm like, but people have died for a lot less. You know what I mean, man?
Yeah.
Dude,
For sure,
and
man. That's messed up, dude. That's what I mean. A lot less.
a lot
Because
less,
it's
man.
not the money. It's not even the money. I talked about this before on my other podcasts, and you know, I could care less if people believe it or not, man, because I know there's certain things that I just know. And the drug game, bro. Yeah, there's money and all that involved, but the ones that got it all, they could care less about the money, man. All they're waiting for is the opportunity to shed some blood behind that stuff, man. They're
Yeah,
waiting for somebody to try to burn them so they can kill them or make an example of them. They
yeah,
don't care about the money no more. They got more money than they'll ever be able to spend.
yep,
All they want to do now is punish people, man. That's
yep.
that, boy. That's that. There's, man, I don't know. It's nothing but hate and violence. There's no love and pleasantry involved in the dope game, man. And the
Not no
people that
more.
think they are fools. That
Not
that
no more,
that
man.
that's a game of hate and anger and murder. End of story.
In the
Betrayal,
story, man.
treachery, the worst of humanity. You're going to see it in that drug game. And then, if you're lucky and go to prison instead of getting your head cut off, you're going to see them all together. Hey, bro. And that's where, hey, man, I'm telling you, though, that's where you can, hey, man, I'm going to survive this. I'm going to survive,
Yeah,
whatever it takes. And either you're going to break down and crumble or you're going to survive. And like you, man, you just one day like, damn, what am I doing? And me
yeah,
too. I'm like 18 years in prison. My sons, they're men now. And man, what's going on? But it just goes like that, dude.
yeah.
When
Time
you're
for
mad and angry and you're in the game because you're trying to get back something that you think you were cheated out of, man, then you go to prison and come back and you try again. But finally, it's like, no, you can't win, man. The game's
can't win,
already
man.
changed. It's changed too much anyway. But yeah, you can't, man. We got to accept this is it. This is what I got, man. I'm going to be
Yeah,
grateful to work, my health, and everybody else can have all that. I don't want it no more, man.
yeah. That's the way I see it, man. Because I got friends, man. You know, they still got the same mentality, and I'm like, I try to stay away from it. I've stopped talking to all my friends, man, that I grew up with, because it's the same thing. It's like, I don't want to influence y'all, and I don't want y'all to influence me. It's like, I see y'all doing y'all thing, but eventually it's temporary. You know,
Yeah.
we all know. I know that. You know that. And I got a friend that just keeps on going, but he's hooked on that. He's hooked on that heroin, man.
Yeah.
He's
See,
in and
that's
out,
hard.
in and out. It's hard, man.
Yeah. Yeah, because and it's hard on you too because he's your homie. But if he comes around, I mean, hey, man, if he's sick and you ain't got no money to loan him or you don't want to, and hey, bro, I'm telling you, man, that's not,
You gotta watch out.
yeah, because I'm telling you, man, when a person is sick and he's got to have it, hey man, like I say with my uncles, that's all we sold was heroin. And man, you see some sorry stuff, man, and it's sad, but that's what it is.
Yeah,
They don't care less.
It's the difference, man. Like I used to sell crack, and that those crack kids and the heroin addict and the ice head, all these subs are different characters, man.
Oh yeah.
The crack kid is more submissive. After him being so much crack kid, he's down to the bottom. He fucking, he's down to the bottom. Now ice head, he's more a little bit alert. He's still down there, but he's more alert and he's still dangerous. Now heroin, he's feeling like he's dying, and he's about to go in there and take a life if he needs to.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes, man. I seen the dudes, man. The dudes that I grew up with, and I'm like, I know this dude's a shooter. I know he's what he's capable of. I've seen it.
Yeah.
And then when he's out here fiending, it's like you got to keep him on good terms. Be like, oh, here you go, bro. Here you go. They come knocking on the house.
Yeah.
Hey, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, come on. You got to hit. Yeah, here you go, bro. You got to keep him on good terms. You know what I mean, man?
Yeah.
Because
exactly. I used to take care of dudes too, man. Dudes sick. Come on, man. I know you got me. You pay me when you can, but you got to, man. I'm gonna tell you the ones that end up either getting busted or getting robbed and getting killed are the ones that they're cool with you at first, giving you dope and all that, but once they got you strung out, boom, nothing. There ain't no. You better not even come $1 short.
Nah, you can't do that to them, man.
Hey, dude, I'm telling you, they don't last long. Not in.
Yeah, they don't, man.
Nah, I'm telling you, bro. Because that's crazy.
Like in the mornings, man. In the mornings, they used to always come knocking at the door, man. Hey, I need something to pick me up. I'm like, all right, cool, man. Here goes something. I'll toss them a hit. Here you go. And sure enough, 30, 40 minutes, they come back. I told you I'll be back. Here goes that 10 that you gave me. I'll be like, nah, go ahead, man. Just give me what you're getting for. We cool, man. I know you'll be back down the road.
Yeah.
And those are the people that will look out for me. Hey, the cops are down the street, man.
Yeah.
I think they're watching your apartment.
That's the way it's supposed to be done, man. That's the way it is. Because if you be the opposite, man, get on out of here. Don't come up here with no money and all that shit. They're the ones that be dropping the dime on you. Yeah. See, so it's always good. It doesn't matter if they're addicts or regular people. You got to treat people good, man. I think that's one of the reasons I've lasted so long, because I wasn't ever cold, dude. I wasn't like that. I wasn't cruel.
Nah, man. And what's helped me when I went to prison, man, I went to prison like at 18, 19. And what helped me going to prison in 2001 was that I was already on the streets interacting with grown men at 13, 14 years old. I was already selling crack to grown men. I was already interacting. So I couldn't be this 13, 14-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Around these crack kids that could put out a blade and slice my throat and throw me in the dumpster.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I had to treat myself like a man, like just like how you are, that you want something from me. I gotta portray myself like a man.
Yeah.
So I was able to carry myself differently by interacting with bottom feeders, people that had oil money, Koreans that had restaurants.
Orale.
I had a lot. I had good customers, man. Like they would come by like $400 or $500 every night.
Yeah.
And I would break, and they'd be happy, man. I sell it to them in 10s and 20s, and they'd be happy.
Yeah.
I delivered to them, but they were high clientele. But I also had the ones from the corners that'll bring you the bag of change.
Yeah.
Dimes, nickels, pennies. Hey, here. And when you count it all up, it's like $7.50. And they told you $20.
Yeah.
but you still like, here you go. Take the trash out. Go take this to the trash and see you later, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm
But
telling you, dude.
that's the way it was, man. You know, the drugs ain't no joke, man. And it's kind of sad, man, that like right now I got an 18-year-old. You know, I got an 18-year-old and I got a 6-year-old son. Right. The 18-year-old man, I guess, you know, him seeing me growing up, he wanted to do that, follow my steps and get easy money.
Yeah.
Well, one night he got himself 7 felonies, man.
What?
7 felonies in one night and 1 misdemeanor.
Oh,
Right? I'm like, but it's like it's not really his fault. It's my fault for, you know, like for
well,
not
everybody has that choice. So, dude, you know, they've got a choice and you can't. Yeah. Yeah. It's hard, dude. It is because I had 3 sons and 2 of them, man, straight work families. But that middle one wanted to try to, you know, like dad or whatever, jail. He went to prison and all that. That's the one that overdosed a couple years ago, 2.5 years ago, man. You know, he thought, I don't know what he thought, man, but I've never tried that fentanyl stuff, but he tried it or something and it killed him, man, you know?
yeah,
And I blame myself. You know, for man, but finally it was like, no, I can't. First of all, I'll see him again, you know, because he knew the Lord. He just was going through this depression and somebody sold him
yeah,
something. He thought it was a Xanax or something, or I don't know. Maybe he knew it had that. I don't know, but it killed him. But I'll see him again one day. But I couldn't blame myself because I told he was going to come over here with me. I said, you come over here with me, you're going to go to work, dude. You can work with me, but you're going to go to work. You're not just going to sit around and get high. It ain't happening. Then about a week later, he called and says, no, I changed my mind, Dad. I think I'm going to stay over here. And man, I was like, that's cold, man. And then it wasn't long after that, he was dead, dude. See?
yeah,
And
man.
I kept telling myself, I should have just let him come. And if he wanted to just lay around and get high, oh well. I mean,
Yeah, man.
but man, no, dude, you can't
It's
do
starting to
that.
hear that, man. Cause like
Yeah,
on the same day that my son cut them 7 felonies, man. His baby mama at the time, she's like, he's trying to kill himself. You know, he was
yeah.
suicidal. He was full of Xanax and acid.
Uh,
His
they
mind
don't
was
remember.
his mind. I've taken Xanax, man, and that was my downfall.
Yeah, I didn't
Xanax,
remember.
man.
I've tried it once, you know.
Man, no, it's not. I did so much stupid stuff on Xanax, man, that I don't even remember
That's what I
until
mean. I
people were
only took
shooting at
it
me.
once. Hey, my son, the one that died, dude, when it was in 2001, I got strung out, man. I got strung out and I said, man, I got to get off this stuff. And he came and picked me up, took me to Arkansas. He was living in Little Rock and I went over there with him and I got clean, dude. I got clean, kicked that stuff. And I was staying there. I started working and he had a pool table and all that. His friends would come over and we'd shoot pool. And one time somebody offered me a Xanax. I never took it, dude. Never took it, right? So I took it and you know, shooting pool because I shoot pool. And I was down there shooting pool, and that's the last thing. I woke up the next day. I was upstairs, you know, and I was like, man, what's going on? And I went downstairs and I said, hey, Mijo, what happened? He goes, what do you mean? I'm like, well, how did I get upstairs? He goes, Dad, you don't remember? I'm like, no. He goes, man, you were down here telling all these prison stories. These people were laughing and all this. Hey, bro, it scared me. I said, don't lie, mijo. He goes, Dad, I'm not lying to you. I said, I don't remember anything. I was playing the game of pool. That's the last thing I remember. And
Yeah,
yeah, that was it. I never touched that again, dude.
yeah,
I
man.
remember nothing. He
Yeah,
goes, yeah, man, you were talking to everybody and it scared me, man,
yeah,
because I
man.
was
You
none
know,
of it, dude.
because
Yeah,
just imagine, man, that you know what you're capable of doing, and then you put Xanax involved, and it's like, man, it's like I've 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 had people shoot at me being at the gas station, and I'm pumping gas, and I see a car drive by, and these just start, pop, 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 pop. And I'm like, I get in the car. I'm like, why the fuck are they shooting at me? My homie was like, there, you don't remember you shot at them last night at the park. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Hey, but man, and I told my son, I said, Mijo, I'm not playing. I don't remember nothing. Don't ever let anybody give me nothing like that again.
Yeah.
But at this time, he was still legit, legal, and all that. So he had guns, dude. One of his friends owned a gun store, Nick, and then the other dude's right there. Man, hey man, he had a big house. Anyway, there was AR-15s and 9s and 40, all kinds of shit laying around. And I'm out of my mind, dude. What if I'd have just went and picked one up and,
Yeah, man. It's because the thing the people don't think about those Xanax, man, is that you're not yourself, man. You become somebody you're not, man. Because like, luckily you were in a good mood.
Yeah,
you were telling stories and you were chilling and you had a different reaction. But imagine somebody pissing you off, and then they flip the script and you're like, oh, fuck,
man.
That's how bad situations come about. You know what I mean, man? Because I've experienced them. I've woken up and be like, what the fuck did I do?
Hey, but the courts don't care, dude.
No, they don't, man.
You'll still go to prison.
They don't.
Yeah, they don't care.
This is a perfect example, man. I had a friend. He was still young. He was like 17. I was like 19. And he had the habit of going to the high school and cruise because he got kicked out of the high school. I told him, I said, don't go by there because those are real cops now. Those ain't security guards. So he went. The security guard told him, or the cop told him, get off the campus. He drove around again, trying to pick up some girls. The cop got in front. He ran over the cop. Gave him 20 years.
Oh, man. Man, dude.
Over them pills. And he didn't even remember doing it.
Man. That's what I mean, dude. Especially in a car. Oh, man. No, I can't even imagine.
It's like those. That's what I said. Them Xanax, man, for me. I wish I would have never got introduced to them, man, because those were my downfall. I was doing too much stupid stuff. I was creating enemies for no reason.
That's crazy. No, but that was that drug,
Yeah.
Hey, bro, I want this is important because a lot of people, I've discussed it on my other podcast, but drugs, people just don't really think, we just, that term drugs, it's like no big deal. But look, in the Bible, that word pharmakia, it's in the Bible. That's where we get the word pharmacy from, pharmaceuticals. The word they use in the Bible, they translate it, is witchcraft. People used to take drugs so these spirits would come in them and so they could, do stuff. Well, now just because I wasn't doing heroin, shooting heroin, saying, no, I want these spirits to come into my body. It doesn't matter. I still open myself up to it. When you you found that pill, when you took that Xanax, hey, bro, you opened yourself up and it wasn't you no more. It was somebody else. It was somebody else, and hey, man, that's real. People, okay. I'm telling you, I've met people, like you say, I've met people in prison and they had absolutely no reason to lie to me, man, because they knew I wouldn't say nothing anyway if they told me the truth. That they killed somebody. They killed somebody and goes, Bobby, I swear on everything, I don't remember, man. And at the time, I don't remember if they said what they took, but they were high. They were on drugs. I don't know what, but they said, I swear on everything, I don't remember doing it, man. I wouldn't plead guilty because he could have got like 20 years. He could have got 15 or 20 years if he'd pled out. He goes, I'm not pleading guilty I didn't kill nobody. Hey, bro, they found him guilty and gave him 50. But there was evidence, and he's like, man, I didn't do it. But
I had another friend, man. He was full of Xanax. He tried to rob the local check cashing place.
Oh my God.
The corner store. and he shot the lady, man. He shot the lady. He paralyzed, man. The lady was cool, lady, man. If you went in there and you didn't have no money, let me get a cigar. She'll give it to you. You know, she was that type of lady that'll give you credit. She was cool, man. So there was no need for him to do what he did to her.
Damn.
So during the process, they got him on camera, but he's like, "That's not me, man. I was wearing a cap." I'm like, "Bro, just because you're wearing a cap, that doesn't mean nothing. They got your face is right there on that camera."
Damn. Did he know her?
Yeah, man. He knew her.
That's cold. See,
Yeah,
that's cold, man. Yeah.
She was but that's being on them drugs, man. He was on Xanax and on ice. He hadn't slept for days.
Man.
He took those Xanax because he wanted to go to sleep.
Yeah. That's what usually happens, you know.
Yeah, back then
I used to try that stuff, just, you know. Yeah. You know, like I said, I never messed with coke, but I sold a lot. So I'd start doing it sometimes. And if I got real crazy, I would just do a big shot of heroin and try to calm me down. But man, like I said, I'm surprised I'm still here. Then I started doing speedballs. And I mean, drugs just destroys everything you come in contact with, or the people. It's chaos. You're destroying it. It's not you, but it's the drug in you, man. That when you open yourself up and whatever comes in, it causes destruction, dude, and lack.
It does, man. You know how you said about the spiritual. You open yourself up to spiritual.
Yeah,
I had met this witch, man. She was from Peru. Yeah. She was a Peruvian, but she had the plug. She had her own thing going on, right? Yeah. But she didn't have a male companion. She didn't have like anybody other than male dolphins. That she would they would take care of her, but she really didn't have anybody to to protect her, because the dolphins, we would slap dolphins around, but she still didn't feel. So she came to me one day. She goes, "Hey, look, I can give you the deals. I can give you apartments. I can give you cars that you can move around and use. What? But I just need you to do me a favor." I'm like, "What's that?" I said, "Look, I just moved into these apartments, and the dudes in front of me, they keep on bothering me." I said, "Okay." I said, "What do you want me to do?" She goes, "I just want them to move out." I said, "Okay, that's easy." I just went over there, nighttime, me and my friend. He went through the front, I went to the back, and we just shot up the place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, man? Because it was downstairs.
Yeah.
I shot the bottom, he shot upstairs. You know what I mean? Because it was a double-story apartment.
Yeah.
And ever since then, man, I felt bad vibes with her. Because one of my friends, he wasn't my friend, but he's somebody that I knew from the neighborhood.
Yeah.
He was smoking ice. And he robbed her. Oh, he tied up her kid. He tied up her kids and threw them in the bathtub and everything, you know. So she was aggravated, man. And these dudes left a white shirt behind. They left a white shirt, man, a white tee.
Mm.
She goes, "I'm gonna get all the information I need is from this shirt right here. Anybody that was involved, with this shirt right here, I'm gonna pull out the information." Yeah. Whoever touched the shirt, and it's so fucked up, man, that my brother was stealing these cases of white shirts from his job. So I had cases and cases of white tees that I was selling on Harry Hines to these Korean people that I knew that had printer that had a shirt printing shop.
Yeah.
So they were buying these cases for me. Each case had like 72 shirts. It was a big case.
Yeah.
So I was selling it to them, man. So at the same time, I was giving my homeboys white tees. So everybody around me had white tees.
Yeah. Oh, man.
We were using them for everything. So I came in contact with that tee because I gave it to him. And sure enough, man, after that, she goes, "Whoever touched that shirt, from now on, they're going down. Bad luck." And sure enough, man, that's when everything went down for me. Everything. Everything. All my houses were getting raided.
That's crazy, huh?
The crack hit.
See, they're real. Hey, it's real, man.
It's real, man.
Yeah.
It's real. You know, people don't understand that about the spiritual. Because I overdosed, man. I overdosed on heroin. Right? So
Yeah.
my brain was out of oxygen for like 5 minutes, man.
What?
It took the ambulance to get to where I was at 3 minutes. And the ambulance is like, look, I don't even know how many other more minutes you were out before we got here. And it's tripped out, man, that I see myself at the top of the corner of the room watching and listening to what was going on with my body.
What? Oh man, see,
Like an out of
yeah.
body experience.
Nobody tried to bring you back.
Nah, man, they were trying to give me milk.
Oh man, no,
And
you
the other
needed
dude,
air. You
yeah, the
needed
other dude was
oxygen.
like,
Did you
yeah,
turn blue? Hey, did you
yeah,
turn blue?
yeah, man. I
Wow.
was my whole body shut down.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
when I came back to it, the guy's like, you all right? I'm like, yeah. He goes, can you talk? I'm like, yeah. I said, I got something in my pocket. He goes, I threw it away already. He goes, I'm just worried about that you're still talking. Talk to me. I'm like, why? He goes, look, man, you could be dead. You were basically dead. You could be a vegetable. I want to know that you're talking. Man, I stayed in the hospital for like 3 weeks, man, with the freaking catheter in me because I
What?
couldn't pee. I couldn't pee. Remember, like my mind was telling me, like, hey, you gotta pee, you gotta pee. But I
Yeah.
couldn't. I couldn't,
Dang,
man.
that's
Cause like
crazy.
and that's how I know that there's something out there, man. Because
Yeah.
I seen my soul seen my body.
Yeah.
It
Yeah. And
was right
see, they
there.
got you. You got back in time then, dude. Hey, but
Yeah,
did you when that happened? Did you know the Lord? I know you were getting high, but that has absolutely nothing to do with it. Do you know
yeah,
Him?
man. Yeah, I need the
Okay, well
Lord,
then
man.
see, you see, then man, we go through our things, but man, hey, bro, I got uh on the 10th, man. So I got 9 years and 2 weeks that I ain't done no heroin in my body, dude. You
That's
know,
good, man.
on March 10th, I had 9 years, so I know it's possible, but man, dude, I've lost a lot of people. I brought back 3 people that were blue already, man. And I brought him back. And I just wish somebody would have been there with my boy. He was alone when
Oh, it
that
sucks,
happened to
man.
him. But since my son died, I brought one person back at the hotel I worked. This chick comes running out in her bra and panties, bro. She was beautiful too. And she comes running out, tripping, screaming, her dude overdosed. When I ran in there, he was blue completely. I just picked his neck up and started blowing.
Yeah,
And man, he came back, dude. He came back.
yeah,
They took him to the hospital when the ambulance got there, but when he got out and all that, like the next day, he came back. They came back looking for me, man. Just wanted to thank me. I'm like, hey, man, it's no big deal, man. I wish
yeah,
somebody
man. You
had
saved
been
his
there for
life.
my boy, you know. But yeah, like I say, I know people that have lost their sons, bro, to overdose. Men, they're getting high with their boys.
Yeah,
2 of them, 2 of them in the free world, and then in prison. I met this vato at Big Spring, the low and the fed, and man, him and his boy getting high, and the boy overdosed, dude. I mean,
yeah,
you could
man.
see it. It was tearing this dude up, man. That dude, there
Yeah,
wasn't I bet not an hour went by that he wasn't thinking of that. I mean, that's just,
yeah.
yeah. But no, there ain't no there ain't nothing there no more, dude. Like I say,
Not
out there
really.
in West Texas in Pecos, they call it Tarias in prison. That was known for a big a community of witches, and man, because all them drug dealers, they'd go to them, man, and
Yeah, man.
protection. You know,
Hey,
I had they give you a little doll or something and say, as long as you carry this with you, you ain't going to get stopped by no police. And hey, man, there's people that have been running drugs for 20 years, but
yep,
look who they're in with, you
yep,
know?
yep. Because
Yeah, man.
it's good. It's people don't understand, man. I never believed into I overdosed, man.
Yeah.
Once I overdose and I see my spirit up there, and I'm like, I, I see my body right there. I didn't see no light. I didn't, people would say, "Oh, I seen the light," Well, no, I didn't see no light.
Yeah.
I just seen my body right there. And then when I came back to it, all I hear was like a whirlwind, like if I was in a tunnel, just like
Oh,
a big old
man.
wind. And when I was coming back to it, it's like if I was traveling through some kind of tunnel, and all I could
Wow.
hear was just wind, energy. You know what I mean, man?
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
the
man. But
energy.
hey, you weren't afraid?
Yeah, when I woke up, man, when I realized, I'm like, that's when I started believing that, man, there's something.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I don't know what it
but
is.
so at first when you saw your body, you were just like, you weren't feeling anything,
Nothing,
afraid or
man.
nothing,
I was just observing. I was just
like a
like
dream. Yeah, like a
I
dream
was like a
state.
third
So,
party. I was just
yeah.
like a third part. I couldn't interrupt. I couldn't do nothing. They couldn't see me,
Orale.
but I could see them. I could hear them
Okay.
talking. They were debating. Now give him some milk. The other one was like, nah, she's gonna choke. He's like, we can't give him no milk. They were debating on what to do, and finally they decided to call the cops.
Hey, so when later on, did you ask them, Vatos, did that really happen?
Yeah, man. And the thing was, it was my brother, one of my brothers.
For real?
Yeah, one of
And,
my
and
blood brothers, man. And I told him, man, I'm like, I had died. He goes, yeah, I know you had died, man. that's what made me call the cops because they were debating, man.
yeah, oh man.
They were
Hey,
like,
but
oh man,
you see, bro, what if they would have said, nah, man, we don't want to get in trouble? It would have been over,
over
you
with,
know?
man. And luckily that it was my brother because the other dude was like, nah. The other dude was trying to give me milk, because he didn't want the cops coming to his house.
Yeah. Oh
But,
man.
but luckily I was with my brother was there. That he's like, no, we're gonna call the cops. Fuck it, fuck if they come over here. They're
Yeah.
gonna come. He's gonna die.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's
That's sad, bro, because nobody wants to get involved or nobody wants to get trouble. But hey, man, it's already, it's too late for all that.
yeah, man. And then
No.
especially now with the laws that if you provide somebody any kind of stuff and they die, you're responsible, man.
Yeah, like I say, my primo Mikey Sosa, that he's over there. Hey, man, I was telling you, there's a bunch of people from Dallas Fort Worth that look at your podcast because a cousin of mine that I haven't talked to in a long time, we on Facebook, and he hit me up. He goes, "Hey, man, I was checking out YouTube and I saw that interview you're talking about Bloody Beaumont." I'm like, for real? And his son had got there. Like I was saying, his son got there after I left, and he knew Nuno and all them. But so there's people from around there in Fortos because I told my boys, I told my two sons and my grandsons, hey man, if y'all want to check out, I'm gonna talk to this dude about prison that last time. But I didn't tell a bunch of people, dude, because I just hardly talk about prison no more. You hear me?
Yeah.
But but this Ruka at work, yeah. See, there's a few, man. Hey, man, and I kind of, like I say, dude, I don't bring up that past a whole lot because now at work, I like a few people. They kind of look at me a little different now. You hear me? Because we talked about a whole bunch of stuff on that second one.
Yeah.
But hey, but that's the past. See,
Yeah, it
we
is,
made
man.
it, man. I
It
made it.
is.
That's why I'm saying I could never go back to that, dude.
Nah, man.
I never, man. I
Nah,
just work and all that. But I like to write and talk about stuff because, hey, man, that's that. You got to learn history, or history will repeat
history, man.
itself. We have to. You got to know what went down and why and who, and because when you spot it again, you got to do something or get away from it. But they're going so crazy in prison right now, dude, that there ain't no help. I mean, you can't stop what's going on right now in there, dude. There's no way you can stop what's rolling in there. It's coming down. It's been coming down that snowballing for a long time, dude. And I don't know, man. Like I say, the best thing is just to stay out of trouble. Don't do anything because, man, once they get you down there, dude, you're a political prisoner. You're a political prisoner once you enter TDC. They don't want to let nobody out, dude. So I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
and now I see, man, that they let them have full beards now.
When did they start doing that in
No,
TDC?
I've been
We
seeing
had to
videos.
be completely. Then they throw you out of the chow hub. You had even a few whiskers,
Yeah,
you
man, I
know,
remember. Yeah, they used to get
right?
mad, and now I see videos of like there's some podcast. I don't know if you ever seen it, like the Real Vida,
Which one?
Real Vida,
No, I don't know if
the
I
real
have.
life. It's called the Real Life
Vida.
Podcast,
Huh? Is it on
and there's
YouTube?
another one. Yeah, it's on YouTube, and there's another one called The Worthy People.
Huh?
It's a guy based out of San Antonio.
What's it called?
The Worthy People.
Huh? I'm gonna have to check that out. But man, I didn't know that. You sure it's TDC?
Yeah, man.
Wow. Because I know in the Feds you can grow your hair, beard, anything. But man, that's well, it's about time. I mean, TDC's the last to do everything, man. The courts have to force them. But there's no reason why you couldn't be able. It's like, hey, man, you know, my religion, I don't want to cut my hair no more. I made a vow to God. They could care less. They'd hold you down and cut your hair, dude.
Yep.
They would hold you down and physically cut your hair, man. You
Yep.
know,
Or no chow.
yeah, that's what I'm
Or no
saying.
chow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they wonder why people, you know, sneaking up and stabbing the guards and stuff. Because, hey, man, I've been in prison and jails everywhere, but never have I felt that hate like in TDC, man. Boy, that you could feel it and smell it, hear it, everything, dude.
And
You
I never
know,
understood, man, why the guards would tell you to get out of it, man. I never understood that. Like
because
like
they don't understand what they were doing, dude. This is the people that put those policies in place. It's all about humiliation. You know, they
yeah,
want to try to humiliate you. It's like we want you to understand that we see every aspect of your ass, everything.
yeah,
You know, hey, and that starts things up too, because later on, you know, you see these two guards are over there whispering and like, man, that's that dude that told me to spread my cheeks. I wonder if they're talking about my butt. Now I'm mad and I want to fight and I want to fight, you know. That's what I mean. It's psychological, dude. You know, but they don't the guards are clueless. They're too dumb to realize what they're doing. You hear me? It's the other people that make the stuff, man.
yeah.
But yeah, it's you know, like I say, dude, the guards, they're trained to try to keep messing with you and messing with you. They don't act that way in the Fed or other places I've been. It's just TDC, man. You know, it's just Texas. There's just something about that prison system, dude. It's you know, the original Walls unit, all those the original units, Wynn, Walls, Ramsey, Darrington, those are all a part of the biggest plantation, slave plantation in Texas. And that family, they leased it for $1 a year to TDC, you know,
And then they
but
buy it all.
still, yeah, they still act like it's plantation. They still have that plantation mentality, dude.
Yep.
You know, and
they're still making money off the labor, man.
Oh man,
In Houston, the city of Houston have put a bid out there for getting their tires rethreaded for their public transportation vehicles. All their public vehicles, like I guess all the city vehicles, they needed the tires rethreaded, and TDC bid for it, right? And the mayor of Houston said, "No, we're not going to give it to TDC because that's just free labor. They're underbidding everybody else by under $1 million, and that's why because of the free labor."
Yeah,
you know, so they said, "No, they didn't give it to them." Man.
That's cool, man. Because that's exactly what they do. You know, TDC supplied all the vegetables for all the schools. You know, they got the canneries. We are out there picking everything, and then they're canning them. Ramsey unit has the canneries. So they supplied all the schools vegetables and all the state agencies, any state office. We did all the furniture too, all the computer furniture, all the everything, the soap, the chemicals, mops and brooms. We made everything for state agencies, dude, and we didn't get a penny, man.
Yeah.
Not one penny. You know, in the Fed we got paid, but in TDC you got nothing, man. You
Nothing,
know,
man.
so but
Okay,
man, we got another hour in, huh?
What do you got? What do you got going on tomorrow, bro?
Man, I'm free because I'm off. I'm off tomorrow and Monday. So
What time's a good time tomorrow for you?
it doesn't matter, bro. When you feel good, just hit me up.
Around we'll do it early tomorrow, around 2 or 3 or something.
That's cool.
All right, bro.
That's
Have a good night.
All right, brother.
See you tomorrow, bro. Have a good night.
All right, YouTube.